Hello and welcome to the Genuine Learning blog. My name is Melissa Galasso, and today we're going to talk about a GASB proposal. This is related to the implementation guidance that they plan to issue in 2023. This is something that I think GASB does that has been really fantastic. A few years ago, they decided to make implementation guidance more authoritative, and therefore it had to go out for public comment. But these Q&As are always awesome. They often reflect a lot of the questions that the GASB is being asked regularly, and they address them in the form of a Q&A. And so I think that's been really helpful for us for a number of years now, really get a better understanding without having to either change the guidance, etc. And so this one actually was issued in October 31st of 2022, but we've just had so many other topics that were pressing, like changes to the lease standard for FASB and others, that we haven't gotten around to doing this in a blog. And so super excited we finally got to it. Good news is it's a long comment period. Comments aren't due until the end of January 20th of 2023. So we still have some time if this is of interest to you to provide feedback to the GASB. And again, these are meant to either clarify, explain, or elaborate on a specific GASB statement. And in this scenario, they are hitting on three basic statements, which is making sense because obviously those are the statements that we're focused on right now. So obviously GASB 87, which was effective back in June of 2022, more questions coming in particular in the area of short-term leases. So there were three questions related to short-term leases that they addressed, and then three questions related to recognition and measurement, some lessee, some lessor. Again, very niche areas, but definitely something I would take a read of, because sometimes I find things that are really interesting, especially their focus on the short-term leases and some of the questions around cancellations. Those are always really interesting questions. So highly recommend there. And then SBITA, the subscription-based IT arrangements, which will be effective next year, is based predominantly off of GASB 87. So definitely some questions there. We had two, as well as one of our newer standards, GASB 100, or accounting changes, had an additional question in there. So if any of these areas are of interest to you, I highly recommend providing feedback if you like the answer to the question or if you need some more clarification. In addition, sometimes they update the answer to Q&A, and that is true around lease classification. So while this was answered in a previous implementation guide, they did go back and make some changes to it. So definitely take a look at that there. So again, this week is short and sweet and to the point. We like those weeks where there's not that much to change, but this one is super helpful because it is addressing one of those hot topics, which is how do I do this? Some real world application. So definitely take a look, give the GASB feedback. They would love to hear from you. Again, January 20th. So we have some time after the holidays to do that. So thank you guys so much. We have one more blog coming this year before we take our 2-week time off, and we will come back in 2023 with a more exciting blog as we look forward to some of the things that are coming down the pike. So thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you on a future blog. Bye-bye, guys.